Hey everyone, good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Darrell Whittinger from the Central Oregon Daily Weather Center. Our active weather pattern is not over yet, but a little bit of a warming trend is going to be on the way as we wrap up this work week. And we are about to do a deep dive into your most reliable forecast, taking a look at what's been happening, what's going to happen through the next couple of days, and how all of this is going to impact us right here on the high desert. So let's start off with where we're sitting right now. A whole lot of cloud cover, a few breaks in the clouds, and some showers still pushing through our Tri-County area, and there's a broad area of low pressure over the Pacific Northwest, and it's gradually working its way to the east. Now, by tomorrow, we still have another wave of moisture before we really get that clearing, and the warming trend starts up on Thursday. So here in the last several hours, there haven't been much in the way of showers pushing through the high desert, but earlier today, we did have some sprinkles, some light showers through the Tri-County area, and going forward, what we're looking at is a little bit of clearing this evening. So right now we do have some thick overcast clouds over central Oregon, and they are pushing to the south. Just to our north is where we have some breaks in the cloud cover. So I do expect some in and out clouds through the overnight hours, but notice from the Cascades into the lower elevations we have stronger winds, and we can tell that because not only are we looking at infrared satellite imagery right now, but we also have pressures. We have isobars thrown on there, and those constant lines of pressure where they're stacked up next to each other real tight, that's indicative of some stronger winds. So we definitely have that off the Oregon coastline, but through the Cascades it is breezy. In our lower elevations it is breezy. We're just staying dry. However, it feels damp, and looking out over the Pacific Ocean we still have more activity, another area of low pressure that's pretty strong and starting to roll this way. But our broad ridge of high pressure, let me pull that a little center, there we go. Our broad ridge of high pressure is acting as a blocking high, and it's keeping that low further out over the Pacific Ocean. But later on in the work week it is going to roll closer to central Oregon. So when it comes to high temperatures in the last 24 hours, we've topped out in the 50s with 61 degrees in Warm Springs. A couple of those could be holdovers, so let's look at the current temperatures. We do have 40s in our higher elevations. We're talking Sister Sun River, Lapine, and even Three Rivers, and everywhere from Black Butte Ranch to Camp Sherman is all a little bit cooler, and some temperatures are close to, if not at, 60 degrees. Now that still puts us in an area where we are mostly running between 2 and 13 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago, but look at Sisters, slightly cooler, Prineville right where we were sitting this time yesterday. So it's unseasonably cool, and there has been a little bit of moisture through central Oregon, but tonight it is getting chilly. We're falling back into the 30s, a few spots getting closer to and just below freezing. And then watch this, through the day tomorrow we're topping out in the mid to upper 50s and some low 60s. A ridge of high pressure starts to build into the Pacific Northwest. That is going to bring a gradual warm up, but it's going to be short-lived, and this cooler air mass sticks around for a little bit longer. So we have an unsettled weather pattern, and by Wednesday that cold air mass is still over central Oregon. A few AM sprinkles are possible, but we're definitely looking at PM clearing, highs in the 50s with some 60s. So temperatures nudging up just a little bit. By Thursday we start to warm up, but more clouds are expected. Not much in the way of precipitation until we get to the overnight hours. That's when some showers roll through, and by Friday just in and out clouds with temperatures closer to average for this time of the year. We're talking mid to upper 60s, some low 70s, and that's just before our next cold front. So by Saturday more showers are expected. There's some of the long range forecast models and medium range forecast models that reach out that far are even hinting at a chance of some thunderstorm activity by Saturday as well. So it's something we are going to continue to track with you as we get closer and as that's rolling through this weekend. By Sunday, still unseasonably cool, still on either side of 60 degrees. So let's look at the forecast model. This is going to help us understand exactly what's going to happen, when, where, and how much precipitation we're looking at. And one thing you're noticing right off the bat, that broad ridge of high pressure out over the Pacific Ocean. There's still the remnants of an old system over the Pacific Northwest, and we have another system that's on the back side of that high. So here through tonight, where we have some light showers this evening, those fizzle out, we get some clear. But by Wednesday morning, clouds start to roll back into the high desert. This is going to be with another wave of moisture. Now, we're not looking at much in the way of precipitation, and we start to clear out during the early to mid-afternoon, and mostly clear by the time we hit sunset. By Thursday, we start to see increasing clouds early. Notice that at 4 p.m., those showers are still west of the Cascades, and they're very light. The mountains absorb most of that moisture, some sprinkles roll through the high desert, and by Friday we're looking at in and out clouds once again. Taking it a step further, looking at the long range American model, the GFS, and taking it past that, this is one of the couple that we have that goes all the way through the next 7, even 10 days. But the further out you get, the less reliable the forecast model is. We all know weather can change on a dime, especially in spring, especially in Central Oregon. So through Friday evening, after those in and out clouds, the next system starts to roll through the high desert. This is the one that's mostly going to be impacting us on Saturday, but Friday night going into Saturday, some showers start to pop up on radar. So Saturday is going to be much cooler. We're even seeing some blue in there, but a lot of breaks in the precipitation. So for the most part, scattered showers are expected, and by Saturday night, there could be some areas of flurries possible. By Sunday, we have gradual clearing. By Monday, more sunshine, and our next warming trend starts to take shape as we get further into next week. So between now and Thursday at 11 p.m., looks like most of us are getting wet, and a lot of this is going to be happening Thursday night. And that's going to be that next week system that pushes through. And here's what I'm talking about. Just tonight alone, we are looking at some light showers. They're going to be very hit and miss, not everybody getting wet. And through Wednesday, staying mostly dry. Then by Thursday night, we start to see that next round of showers pushing through. So when it comes to winds, right now it is a little gusty for parts of the high desert. Those gusts running between 15 and 25 miles per hour to the north and northwest. Sustained wind speeds are really 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's a breezy afternoon. It's cool. It's damp. We have a whole lot of cloud cover over Central Oregon, and winds have been getting breezy since shortly after sunrise. Those wind speeds really started to pick up, and through the midday and afternoon hours, that's when it's been pretty breezy. We've kept the clouds, just a few breaks in the cloud cover. Now by tonight, we get back down to a gentle breeze. Wednesday, remember Wednesday is the day where we're looking at clouds in the AM and clearing in the PM. Still cool, but breezy from the midday hours, late morning hours, all the way into the evening. And then by Thursday, not as strong of a winds for as long time, but we are still going to get breezy at times. So for tonight, those temperatures are falling back into the 30s with a few 20s and 40s possible. Notice that several spots are actually going to get down to near and below freezing. By Wednesday, we're looking at 50s with some 60s, clearing through the afternoon, getting into the evening, mostly clear and calming. And then by Thursday, more clouds are expected. That next chance of rain holds off until late Thursday and during the overnight hours. Temperatures are rebounding at that time, coming into the mid to upper 60s with some 70s Friday, but with Saturday's system, we get another sharp drop in temperatures, and that big cool down knocks us to 10, maybe 15 degrees cooler in some locations than we should be for this time of the year. It's really not until next week that our next ridge of high pressure sets up over the region. We get a warming trend, and that warming trend is going to bring us back into the 70s by hump day of next week. So just a quick recap for you. Our weather headlines for this Tuesday, May the 13th, cool air continuing with more showers ahead, and winds are still going to be breezy for most of the high desert. Now, warming is on the way, but it's going to be gradual, not going very far, with some clearing Thursday and Friday. But this active pattern continues into this weekend, and it's really not until next week that we start to see the forecast shape up to be that gorgeous springtime feel that we know and love right here on the high desert. So that is the latest in weather. Tune in tonight to Central Oregon Daily News, while the latest headlines and your most reliable forecast. That's going to be at 5 and 11 on ABC, and at 6, 7, and 11 on CBS. Join us for Central Oregon Daily News.